Hi Stampers, Sharon Brown here, Stampin' Up Independent Demonstrator. I'm sure you've all seen many times on Pinterest and YouTube these box cards. Well, I finally decided I wanted to try one, and they were not near as difficult as I thought they would be. The great thing with these box cards is that they do fold up nicely for mailing, and your recipient gets this gorgeous display. So today I'm going to show you how I make them. You're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 8.5 by 12 inches. Place it on your scoreboard in the 12-inch direction, and we're going to score this at 2 3/4, 5.5, 8 1/4, and again at 11 inches. Now, we're going to go ahead and cut a piece off from this that we will need for later. What you're going to do is turn it in the 12-inch direction, and we're going to simply cut 2 inches off. With your 2-inch strip, you'll see that one side has a small fold and the other has a much larger fold. Starting with the small fold, you're going to want to go ahead and cut a strip off that is going to be 4 3/4 inches. This will be used later on the inside of the box. On this piece, you're then going to cut it in half, which means you'll be cutting 1-inch strips, 1 and 1. These will be later used for inside our box, and we'll get to that in a little bit, but you're going to want to hang on to that. Now we'll go back to our scoreboard for one more score. Place your paper in the 6.5 direction, which is your 8.5 minus your 2, by the 12-inch long direction. You're then going to score at 2 3/4 inches. That's it for your scoring. This is going to be our box. You will see that one side is in fact shorter than the other, and this is the part we are going to go ahead and cut. What you want to do with your scissors is just cut the score line up to your center score, and we will do this for all 4 pieces. Okay, now this little tab is going to be where the box comes together, so we need to get rid of that on the top of our box, and I like to cut it at a bit of an angle because this is going to close your box together. Alright, so let's go ahead and just fold our scores together, and as you can see, once we adhere this together, you will have the makings of your box. Okay? What I want to do before I go ahead and glue this together is decorate the outside. Basically, I have used various pieces of designer cardstock. This happens to be from our previous celebration series, of which I have cut several pieces. These pieces are going to be used to decorate the bottom. And you say, whoop, missing one. No, the back of our box we want to use something that will pull together and keep a nice rigid back. So this part we can go ahead and put together using snail. Alright, so there's the outside of our box. Now I want to go ahead and decorate the 3 tabs that will be shown on the outside, here, here, and here. We're going to hold off on the back for a moment and I'll show you why. Ran out of adhesive. I'll get another one. Alright, so at this point we can go ahead and assemble our box. One thing I have learned is anytime you're using a box, something that's going to be twisted, turned, you want to make sure you put it together with a very good adhesive. So for that reason I am using Stampin' Up's Sticky Strip. This is a wonderful adhesive and will help your box last much longer. So we'll go ahead and put a little sticky strip on here. Just like that. Press it down and peel away the backing. And what I like to do, some people like to make the box and line it up. I like on this to just be able to set it down and press it right together. Now we need to put our 3rd piece, or our 4th piece actually, in the back. The reason I didn't put it on first is you have that piece we just glued in on the inside, and I want to be able to hide that with my piece of designer paper. So we'll go ahead and put that in. And just simply center it. And then I fold the box over so I can press it and make sure it stays into place. Voila! You now have the outside of your box complete. Now let's go back to the pieces that I told you we would need. On these, again, because these are going to be part of what holds the box together, I want to use some sticky strip on this. And a couple more pieces for the other one. There we go. So we'll just press that down and we will remove the backing. It's going to give me a hard time. It's always because we're on camera that it gives us a hard time. Now this one we're going to fold and we are going to place it so that the tabs go way in the back. And this is going to give you your first cross piece. Your second one, you're going to do the same thing, but your tabs will be facing forward. There we go. And I'm just going to go ahead and press that little extra adhesive inside. So again, your tabs are going to go forward this time, and we're going to go ahead and place it right in the front here. Sometimes it takes a little maneuvering to get that in there and get it right where you want it, but once you do, with that sticky strip, it's going to stay right in place. So again, you can see that you have 2 cross pieces that you'll be able to add your decorations for. To save a little bit of time, I have already cut out many of my pieces for inside. This happens to be a Mother's Day card that I'm going to make. And so I have punched out several flowers. I have some leaves. And this is what we're going to use to put everything together. I do also like using some of the window strip, which all it is a clear plastic piece that is going to allow many of your pieces to be freestanding, to move around when the card is first opened. It just gives a really neat effect. So let's go ahead, and I like to start with the back with my largest piece, which in this case is my piece that says Happy Mother's Day. How I do this is using my mini glue dots. I'm going to go ahead and put one on this end and adhere that to the back of my Mother's Day card. And because it's a bigger piece of paper, I want to go ahead and put two pieces on. Voila. Now you say, well, how do I know where to put it? What direction? What I like to do is take a look at when the card is closed, where that is going to sit. So again, I've taken a look. I know that it's going to be fairly short as far as my window pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and put my glue dots on. And go ahead and insert this again. I'm going to turn it a little, see where exactly I want it. And voila. There we have that. My 1 in a million. I really like that saying, especially for our moms, because they are in fact just that, 1 in a million. We'll go ahead and with snail, put that on the front. Now I want to have some leaves in here. And it's a matter of preference. Where do you want to put each of your flowers, your leaves? Maybe you're making one for baby shower. Maybe you're making something for a wedding, an anniversary. You can go ahead and do this so many different ways with so many different things inside. I think this is how I want to get my leaves in here. We'll just add a little bit of greenery in the background. The other thing I like to do, because it's Mother's Day, is add a few hearts. So, how am I going to do that? Again, I've cut them out, placed them on my window paper, and we'll apply another glue dot. So just like that, we've placed a glue dot, and we're going to go ahead and have some hearts in here. I think it'll look really nice when we're done. Alright, let's go ahead and get a few flowers placed in here. Again, we're going to go ahead and use our glue dots to attach. And there really is no right or wrong. It's simply a matter of preference and how you want to put your flowers together. So again, I just keep cutting this piece of window paper, add my glue dot, add my flower, another glue dot, and you can place it directly in. So you get the idea. Do that until you have it decorated the way you want, and you have a wonderful box card. Hope you enjoyed this, and happy stamping.